Welcome back, snow lovers, and despite the heat that we've often felt so far this spring, right now it feels that winter is very much having a fight back. This past weekend, it was a turn in the Southern Alps, where many regions received upwards of 50 centimetres of snow, and over the next coming days, it's the turn of the Northern Alps, where we're expecting significant snowfalls right across the board, from northern France right the way through to Austria and Slovenia. The previous storm brought significant snowfalls to the likes of the Via Lattea, Gran Paradiso and Monte Rosa Massif in Italy, where they received around 50 centimetres of snow, even down to quite modest elevations. And more widely in the Southern Alps, most areas saw around 20-30 centimetres of snow. In France too, in places, also saw moderate snowfalls, even down to lower elevations. But in Italy, particularly in Piemonte, we once again saw a good covering of snow, even down to the lower valleys, with moderate snowfalls recorded below 800 metres. And for many of these areas, this was the second major storm in just a handful of days, as they had also received significant snowfalls the previous weekend. So right now, in many parts of the western Italian Alps, the skiers are seeing the best conditions that they've seen all season, at least in the middle and upper mountain. And combine that with the fact that it's incredibly quiet right now, it's given some absolutely fantastic skiing both on and off piste. Crucially, temperatures have remained reasonably cold, with either at or just below average temperatures seen throughout much of this week, which means that the snow's been holding up incredibly well on the sheltered north-facing slopes. On the sunny south-facing slopes, even though the air temperature is cold, at this time of year it heats up incredibly rapidly now, so naturally they are suffering more, but on northern slopes the snow conditions are absolutely amazing. And now, as I speak, it's the turn of the Northern Alps in particular who are about to get hit with another massive snowstorm. And not only that, but temperatures are set to plummet to temperatures which we haven't seen since mid-January. Freezing levels are going to fall right down towards the valleys again, and we're going to see temperatures up in the high mountains falling as low as -20, if not lower. So it's a proper taste of winter. The air that we're about to be receiving has come all the way down from the North Pole, the Arctic. And again, we haven't seen a situation such as this since January, so it's going to come as a bit of a shock to the system for all of us. Most of the Alps, with the exception of perhaps the further southwest, will see some moderate snowfalls throughout this period, but it's northern Switzerland and Austria in particular which are going to get hit the hardest. Between now, Wednesday afternoon, and at least Friday morning, we can expect to see upwards of a metre of snow on the middle and upper mountain, right across northern Switzerland and Austria. So places such as Engelberg in Switzerland, and the likes of Zellensee and Kaprun in Austria, could be seeing some absolutely bumper snowfall totals over the coming days. The snowfall totals will be less in the French Alps, but we're still expecting to see upwards of half a metre of snow above 1800 metres in the likes of the Mont Blanc region and the Port du Soleil, and at least 30 to 40 centimetres of snow a bit further south as well. We can expect that there'll be much less snow on the Italian side of the margin, but even so, most of the Alps will still receive at the very least a bit of a dusting over the next few days. Temperatures are set to briefly rise on Saturday as the sun comes back out, but even so, they still won't quite get up towards average. It's still going to feel cold for the time of year, before another front comes down from the northwest through Saturday night into Sunday. A much weaker front, so we're only going to see relatively modest accumulations of snow, but temperatures are set to plummet yet again, with freezing levels dropping back down towards the valleys. Looking further ahead, and there's still everything to play for, but you can expect that there will be periods of warmer, drier, sunny weather as high pressure builds, where the freezing levels creep up back, above average. It could well feel very warm for a few days throughout the middle of next week. But then you can equally expect at times more fronts to move down from the north or west, bringing more cold, more snowy weather. But like I say, that's a long way off, so we really can't give you any more details just yet. It's been another incredibly quiet week for virtually everybody. This is about as quiet as skiing gets in the Alps, but we can expect things to be slowly picking up again from this weekend, as the main UK schools' Easter holidays are set to kick off from the 28th of March, and these will typically last for 2 weeks. So for at least 2 weeks, we can expect an increase in skiers on many of the major resorts. But this will be nothing like the chaos that you see in February, as many people have stopped thinking about winter at this time of year, even though there's still plenty of life left in the season. Many people switch off from winter after the February half-term holidays, pack their skis away and start thinking of the beach. So, in some resorts it will feel quite busy. You'll still be able to find plenty of peace and solitude throughout this school's Easter period. In France, the schools don't have an Easter holiday period as such, rather they have a spring holiday, and that's again staggered across 3 different zones across the country, starting from the 5th of April, running up all the way through to the 3rd of May. In Italy, the schools typically receive an extra long weekend for the Easter period, from the 2nd through to the 6th or 7th of April. In Switzerland, as always, it varies from canton to canton, so too many to mention, but as an example, in Valais they just get a long weekend from the 3rd through to the 6th of April, so that includes the likes of Verbia and Zermatt. And in Austria, most schools receive just over a week, with their main Easter holidays running from the 28th of March through to the 6th of April. And then you can expect many lower and mid-altitude resorts to be winding down their operations after the 6th of April, if they haven't done so already. We have seen the first casualties of the season already, with some resorts having already closed their doors, not due to a lack of snow, but just due simply to a lack of customers. Combloux, one of my local ski areas, closed for the season on the 22nd of March, in spite of the fact they've still got plenty of snow there for skiing on. Conversely, in the Via Latia, some of the areas in the resort which were set to close already have actually stayed open for at least an extra week, if not longer. And indeed, they've been making snow again on some of their pieces as well, thanks to the colder temperatures. And most of the Italian portion of the Via Latia are scheduled to be closing for good from the 12th of April, so after the end of the UK schools holidays, with the exception of Montgenèvre, which is set to close on the 18th of April. And beyond the 18th of April, you can expect there'll be very few resorts still open, except for the higher glacier resorts. With a few exceptions, of course. One of my other local resorts at Grand Montet are scheduled to close on the 3rd of May, but most other resorts around here will be closing in mid-April. So you have still got plenty of time to get your ski fix if you haven't done so already, and the conditions are looking fantastic for the start of the school holidays, particularly the UK school holidays and Austrian school holidays, which are coming up this weekend. So absolutely, get yourselves out here if you're still itching for a ski. But just double check the resort you're planning on going to is still open and is still planning to stay open for the next few weeks. And now for some snow depths, and starting at Schladming in Austria, they got an upper base of 90 centimetres, a lower base of 80 centimetres. The last meaningful snowfall was around 9 centimetres on the 17th of March, but they're expecting some significant snowfalls throughout the middle of this week, with a good 30 to 40 centimetres minimum over the next couple of days. And Meyerhofen have an upper base of 60 centimetres, currently 0 snow down at resort level, the lower runs are broken. They last received around 6 centimetres of snow on the 17th, and they're expecting a good 30 centimetres of snow plus this coming week as well. In Switzerland, Andermatt have upper base of 160 centimetres, a lower base of 49 centimetres. They last received a dusting of snow this last weekend, 22nd of March, and expecting, again, significant snowfalls this coming week as well. Engelberg have an upper base of 197 centimetres, but again, currently they've got no base down to resort level. They received around 20 centimetres of snow on the 15th of March, and are expecting some really significant snowfalls over the coming week, with probably upwards of a metre of snow on the higher slopes. In Italy, Brultrevigna have an upper base of 115 centimetres, a lower base of only 12 centimetres. They received around 14 centimetres of snow on the 22nd, and expecting some moderate snowfalls, maybe 10 to 15, 20 centimetres of snow over the coming days. Salsi in the Via Latia officially have an upper base of 80 centimetres, a lower base of 30 centimetres, but they received around 50 centimetres of snow last weekend, so things are looking pretty healthy there. They're only expecting a handful of centimetres of snow during this next storm period, but at least their temperatures are staying cold, so what they do have should remain. And on the French border, La Tuile and La Rosier have got an upper base of 240 centimetres, and down in Resort and La Tuile, they've still got a lower base of 145 centimetres. They received around 10 centimetres of snow on the 22nd, and are expecting another 20 to 30 centimetres of snow over the coming days. And Val Thorens in the Three Valleys have got an upper base of 265 centimetres, a lower base of 200 centimetres. They last received around 8 centimetres of snow on the 22nd, and expecting another 15 to 20 centimetres of snow at least over the coming days. And finally, at Isola 2000, down in the Alps Maritime, and things are still looking absolutely amazing down there. They've got an upper base of 200 centimetres, a lower base of 160 centimetres. They received at least 20 centimetres of snow on Sunday, and they are set to miss out this time around, with only a few flakes possible over the coming days, but again, at least temperatures will remain cold. And that's just about it for another week in the Alps. We are inching closer, ever so slowly, to the end of the season, but we're not there yet. There's still plenty of life left in this season, and I'm going to keep bringing you these reports until at least the end of April, so you've got plenty left to look forward to. Thanks again, as always, to the teams at Snow Camps Europe and Salsi Online for their contributions this week. If you're looking for a much more detailed report for the Zermsee and Kaprun area in Austria, then head to Snow Camps Europe and check out their channel and also their Facebook page. And likewise, if you want much more detail about the Via Latia, then head across to Salsi Online and check out their weekly snow reports and Facebook content there too. If you found value in this content, then please like and subscribe and help me reach my goal for the season of reaching 10,000 subscribers. It's becoming tantalisingly close now, but with your help, we can do it. And to everybody else, thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.